Let's continue with irregular verbs, with the conjugation of irregular verbs in the present tense. Well, the verbs I will present to you in this lesson are irregular, as I told you. How irregular they are, they're not falling for the structures I presented to you. Most of these words were developed through the history of the Russian language, and Russians just kept them from their prehistorical times, and they were using them for hundreds of years. Some of the irregular verbs will follow structures you already know, but they will change slightly in between the endings and the verb. So these verbs are kind of easy to remember. Probably, I hope they will be kind of easy to remember. So the structures will still help you a little bit. And some verbs you will simply need to learn by heart. The way I decided to deal with this, I will just present to you a few verbs. The most frequent one, like from the frequency table, frequency use table. There will be an example for you, and throughout the lessons later on, I will present you some more verbs. According to the context we will deal with during the lessons. So let's start with personal pronouns. To conjugate, we need personal pronouns. So я, ты, он, она, мы, вы, and они. And the first verb would be to drink, пить. Пить. So пить got ending it. Technically, it could fall in the second type of verb, verbs with ending it, or in the third type. Second type was conjugated according to the conjugation scheme 2, and the third type was conjugated according to the conjugation type 1. Well, what's the difficulty here? Technically, this verb will be conjugated according to the conjugation type number 1. Conjugation type number. I need to think about this because I'm not using these conjugation types. Russians are not using them. They don't know about these conjugation types, anything. It's a technical tool to explain conjugation to foreigners. So, we got пить. Here we remove the last 3 letters, but we need to add a new letter, soft sign, and we need to add it everywhere. Yes, and then we conjugate it according to the conjugation type number 1. Я пью, ты пьешь, она пьет, мы пьем, вы пьете, and они пьют. So, technically, it's kind of easy to remember. Eat follows conjugation type number 1. Next verb would be лить. Лить, and again, we remove last 3 letters. We put soft sign everywhere. And we add again the same endings from the conjugation type number 1. So, я пью, я лью, I'm pouring. So, to лить is to pour water. To pour water. So, I'm pouring water, я лью. Ты льешь. You are pouring water. Она льет. You are pouring water, or he is pouring water, or she is pouring water. Мы льем. We are pouring water, or yes, we are pouring water. Вы льете. You are pouring water. Льете. By the way, have you already visited the lesson with cognates, the words you already know? If you did, you already know vodka is international, one of the rare words which were taken from Russian language into all other languages, and вода is water. Вода, водка. So, I'm saying you are pouring water. Вы льете воду. Он, она льет воду. Ты льешь воду. Well, let's continue. Они льют. So, it's not that irregular. Besides that, we need to put a soft sign between the remaining of the verb and the ending of the conjugation type number 1. We could relate to this. Let's continue to the verb to sing, петь. Here we need to put O. Я пою. I'm singing. Ты поешь. You are singing. Он поет. He or she is singing. Мы поем. Мы поем. We are singing. Вы поете. You are singing. And они поют. They are singing. So again, it follows the conjugation type number 1. We need to remove last 3 letters and put O between the ending and P. So the difficulty here, you see, once we removed last 3 letters and we got the remaining of P, we got lots of possibilities to make mistakes, because я пью is I'm drinking, я пою is I'm singing. How to deal with this? Learning. You just need to deal with this by learning, by using them. Once you understood the principle and once you heard them a few times, you can use them. And there is some melody in Russian language, and if you also able to recognize this melody, you might find your way to studying language differently. How to find melody? Well, for this you can read Russian, or you can listen to Russian poems. I don't know. It's difficult to explain for me, especially I'm not a foreigner. I learned it as Russian. I learned Russian language as Russian student, so it's difficult for me to explain you the melody of the Russian language. Where do I know about this melody thing? Some of the students told me this. Some of the students who study Russian, successful studying Russian, they told me, we found this melody. We found the melody in Russian language, and we like the sound of it, and it helps us to memorize certain things. Let's continue with another important verb, спать, to sleep. Спать. We remove the last 3 letters, but here we need to pay attention. Я сплю. I am sleeping. Ты спишь. You are sleeping. Он спит. He or she is sleeping. Он, она спит. Мы спим. We are sleeping. Вы спите. You are sleeping. And они спят. They are sleeping. Here we get the conjugation type number 2. It's obvious. You, ish, it, им, ите, ят. However, we got L here. So, where is this L coming from? Difficult to explain. Historical curiosity. This is what makes a verb to sleep in Russian irregular. However, if you follow the category 2, if you remember, it comes with spать, which anyway you have to work on this, and this way you will be able to learn it. However, there is a structure here, and there are certain patterns which could help you to study Russian language. Let's continue with хотеть, to want. Хотеть, to want. Here we need to remove last 4 letters. And we got remaining я хочу. I want. Хочу. Again, ch comes from nowhere. U, nothing usual. It's the ending of Russian verb through the conjugation in a singular personal pronoun. Я. Я хочу. Ты хочешь. Ты хочешь. Он, она хочет. Мы хотим. Вы хотите. Они хотят. So, where is this check coming from? Difficult to explain, and technically the explanation won't matter here. It's historical, the way the verb was developed. At least I'm guessing it's historical. I don't know any particular rule how to recognize where to put ch. I'm doing it intuitively, and the Russians are doing it intuitively. However, students, the small Russian students, once they go to school and they learn conjugation, they also got the problems, and some Russians still got the problem in writing them correctly. So, for you to remember, this follows the general rule of conjugation type number one now. U, yesh, yet. However, it starts to following another conjugation type im, iti, yat. The conjugation type number 2 after the plural of personal pronouns. Definitely need to learn, because хотеть is important verb for Russian language. Next one would be узнавать. Узнавать, to recognize, to find out, to recognize. Узнавать. 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 Я узнаю. Here we are removing the last 4 letters. Ты узнаешь. You are recognizing. Он, она узнает. Мы узнаем. Вы узнаете. You are recognizing in a plural or in a polite form. And они узнают. They are recognizing. So here, actually, we got an exact scheme of the conjugation type number 1. I'm recognizing, я узнаю. You are recognizing in the singular. Ты узнаешь. We are recognizing, мы узнаем. What's irregular here? Well, the fact that we need to remove вать in the end. Next one would be вставать. To get up, to rise. Я встаю. So, вставать is to get up, to raise from the bed or from the chair, just getting up. Again, we need to remove вать. Я встаю. I'm getting up. Ты встаешь. You are getting up. Он, она встает. He or she is getting up. We are getting up. Мы встаем. We are getting up. Вы встаете. You are getting up. And они встают. They are getting up. Они встают. So here, you see, just need to remember the conjugation type number 1 and removing the last 4 letters. It was easy, isn't it? Almost too easy. Well, I need to give you also few irregular verbs which are absolutely irregular. Very difficult to remember, to get a pattern to be able to use them or to memorize them. So you will need to find a way how you will explain to yourself the possibility of memorizing them. And one of these verbs is a very important one, is to eat. The verb, as you will find it in the dictionary, would be есть. Есть is to eat. And because there is no pattern, or I will just give you the real words, the way it is written. So, I'm eating, я ем. So, я ем. You are eating, ты ешь. Ты ешь. Он, она ест. Мы едим. Они едят. Вы едите. And они едят. So I hope I haven't messed it up. So, no, I haven't, but just for you, in your learning process here. Есть is to eat. Я ем. Ты ешь. Он, она ест. She or he is eating. Мы едим. We are eating. Вы едите. You are eating. And они едят. They are eating. Difficult to find a pattern. Well, it's a historically developed conjugation of verb to eat. You have to learn it. And another one is to be able. Мочь. Мочь. Я могу. I can. I'm able. Ты можешь. Можешь. Он может. Мы можем. Вы можете. And они могут. So, I can, я могу. You can, you are able. Ты можешь. Он, она может. He or she is able. Он может, or she is able, она может. Мы можем. We are able. Вы можете. You are able in the polite form, you are able, or in the plural form. And они могут, they can. Again, for eating, how would you say they are eating? Они едят. And how would you say she is eating? Она ест. I would suggest to you, write them down. Write all of these verbs down and try to get used to them. Try to familiarize yourself with them. And this is also a good table to exercise verbs. Again, let's make an exercise. Once we get them on the monitor, I will ask you how to say something, and you will answer me. How would you say, I am drinking? Я, we're removing the last three letters. Пью. Я пью. How would you say she is drinking? Она пьет. And how would you say they are drinking? Они пьют. How would you say you in singular is pouring water? Ты льешь воду. Вода в воду. Ты льешь воду. We are pouring water. Мы льем воду. Мы льем. Мы льем. And you in plural are pouring water. Вы льете. Вы льете. Now to sing. How would you say I'm singing? Я пою. Я пою. You are singing in singular. Ты поешь. Ты поешь. We are singing. Мы поем. Мы поем. And they are singing. Они поют. Они поют. Now to sleep. I am sleeping. Я сплю. Я сплю. She is sleeping. Она спит. You are sleeping. In the plural or in the polite form. Вы спите. Вы спите. And they are sleeping. Они спят. Они спят. How would you say I want? Я хочу. She wants. Она хочет. You in singular, wanting. Ты хочешь. We want. Мы хотим. You in plural or in the polite form. You want. Вы хотите. And they want would be они хотят. Они хотят. Узнавать, to recognize. I recognize. Я узнаю. You are recognizing. Ты узнаешь. She is recognizing. Она узнает. They are recognizing. Они узнают. Вставать, to get up. I'm getting up. Я встаю. He is getting up. Он встает. You in the plural form or in the polite form, you are getting up. Вы встаете. And they are getting up would be они встают. And two absolutely irregular verbs. I'm eating. Я ем. You can. Ты можешь. She is eating. Она ест. And he is he's able. He can. Он может. We are eating. Мы едим. And you in the polite, you can. Вы можете. Also in the plural form. Вы можете. And they are eating. Они едят. And they are able. Они могут.